Hey everyone, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it today because we have another jam-packed day with Miss Sarah Fraser.
David Yontef. Oh my God. Are we going to just recap all things BravoCon? Because I was addicted. I've told you already, I had extreme FOMO. I am never missing it again. It looked like the best weekend in New York City. It was all over my Instagram timeline, my TikTok. I was very jealous. And there's so much scoop and just so much scoop. And some of it I looked back and I thought, oh my God, my opinions are way off. And then some of it I was like, oh, my opinions are right on. So it was great. I feel like a lot of things were revealed.
You know what it is? It's like sometimes we're organized. You know what we need to start before we start with BravoCon?
What?
Your favorite people.
Who?
The ones, the only RHOP, Monique P. Samuels.
Oh, snap. Is he getting divorced?
Do you realize it's like it's changed so many times? It's changing.
Well, Miss Darby is in the mix.
Jesus Christ. Listen, this came out in People magazine that Monique and Chris were separating. I am traveling from the Hamptons back to New York City. Guys, I am in New York. Can I just also say something else? Oh, this is when all the comments are going to say, although the latest comment on my reviews is that Sarah Fraser cannot finish a sentence. Well, guess what? David Yontef cannot finish a thought either. Okay, so here we go. My ADD Gemini, I'm switching a totally different gear now. And for everyone who DM'd me and texted me and DM'd me and emailed me and just, I am so touched by the outpouring of love for the behind. No, this is not even a joke. The amount of people that were like, are you at BravoCon? Can we go for a drink? Can we have a dinner? Can we meet? I am so deeply humbled to this. I'm not trying to sound obnoxious. Here's what I say to people. I am in New York City from now until 12/31, pretty much. Now is the time for all of this. Anyone coming to New York, guys? Like, it was just, this is not me being above the people like Melissa Gorga, who came late and only did pictures with like 3 fans and left. This is me truly being like, this weekend was crazy. A lot of it was work for me. I really, truly was work.
Of course, yeah.
And I mean, the cell reception also, and like Javits, and like there's just a lot going on. So I would love to have dinners and drinks and Upper East Side tours and Regencies from now till the end of the year. And then let's do the same thing in LA in January. And then let's do the same thing in Miami for February and March. I'll try to get some Miami housewives. I've already been in touch with a few. Let's make it happen. Okay. This just was a really, literally the people, even like someone like I'm on the radio with in Toronto, like this guy, Jarrett, like it literally was impossible to meet up with people, but I appreciate it. But anyway, let's go back. Monique, so this comes out like I'm leaving the Hamptons, my official move back to New York, BravoCon, and Sarah Fraser DMs me, Monique and Chris Samuels split. And I'm just like, okay, I don't even know what to do. This is like a twilight zone. I'm in the middle of 100 other things. And then it sunk in and I'm like, you're right, Sarah, this is major. And then Monique comes out and says, what People article? This is not true. And then she pans over to Chris sitting next to her. And
I couldn't understand what Chris said. Could you in the video? I don't know. She said Chris, what do you have to say about it? And I don't know. He threw up the peace sign and I don't know what he said, but he was there.
Which means nothing. I mean, we have Ashley Darby getting a divorce, who's moving in with Michael and is going to have 7 more kids with him. I mean, the fact that they're sitting next to each other after 10 years of marriage doesn't mean that they're not breaking up. But man, and may I add something? Because you love when I have tea. Now, here's the thing, guys.
Yeah,
I deal with all the publicists. So this is really nothing. People change publicists like at the drop of a hat. It means nothing. But at least the last time that I had Monique on my show, Monique Samuels has the same publicist as the ones, the onlys, Erika, Jayne, and Nikki Hilton.
Oh, really?
Same publicist. That's
a big one.
He's a great publicist, guys. Great. I stand by Jack. He's great.
So
I don't know.
Thoughts. Look, Ashley Darby said at BravoCon, Monique was going through some things personally. And then I think earlier in the day when that announcement dropped, Ashley had said that Monique had told her a week ago that they were separated. I know Ashley Darby. I know Monique. I know Chris. Ashley's not a liar that I have ever seen. I have been to Chris and Monique's house. I've seen them interact. I'm never shocked, but I'm shocked. I mean, they seemed very on the same page. I've said this. I know this is no secret. When I filmed with them for RHOP, they both, you could tell, were over it. They were over the producers. They hated the filming. Chris was particularly over it because, they start you, and then they kind of, you do a scene and then they come in and go, wow, what do you mean? What did you mean by that? Could you elaborate more?
And Chris and her were like, no.
I mean, Chris was just like way over it, like rolling his eyes, like, here they fucking go again or whatever. I don't think they wanted to be on that show, was my impression. But as far as Monique and Chris together, they seemed very united. So, however, I got to say, I mean, People magazine is usually pretty reliable. This isn't like In Touch, I mean, it's so no offense to In Touch, who's carried I love In Touch too.
I don't work with In Touch. So you say anything you want. Don't you dare criticize Radar or Page Six or OK Magazine, because those are my people.
Well, I don't know. People usually gets it right. So what's your take? Honestly, I really don't know what's going on, because I was surprised to see him sitting there at their house. But
I don't know. You know what it is? In a way, look, I was really shocked about Erika and Tom. And then so many other things. I can't remember what happened recently where people are like, are you shocked? And I wasn't. I forgot.
He
Ashley
had an affair with a judge and bought her a condo.
But I mean, the initial, but then there were a couple things recently where there were divorces that I think you were even shocked. And I was like, no, I'm not shocked about this one. Like, it takes a lot to shock me just because I have such a realist. I don't know. This isn't a compliment to myself. It's actually a negative. Like, I just have a cynical view of the New York slant of life, of like, people cheat. That's what they do. People are not built for monogamy. Like, I'm a horrible, the way my mind thinks is horrible. So, but this one shocks me a little bit because you know what it is, at least from what we saw, like for me, I got the sense from Monique and Chris, like, this is a compliment. They didn't really have high highs, but they didn't have low lows. Like, to me, that is what marriage is, which is probably why I'm single. But I think that's an adult marriage. Like, you don't have high highs and low lows. We're not fucking teenagers. So to me, they had a solid, there's no, PK and Dorit and Teddy and like all the drama. They seem to be really low drama as far as people go, right? Like, they didn't create all this drama on the show. And yeah, there was the physical altercation and all that, but they didn't create this thing about this rumor about a child not being yours. Like, they seem to really be pretty relatively normal, low